Gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. Keep it clean, set yourself for that turn. Let's do this.
All the talk is done. It's time to fight. Benavidez, Crawford, WBO Welterweight Championship of the world.
See both guys right now trying to figure the range out, the speed, the distance.
I always find that fascinating with Bud, his ability to get around. Benavidez no stranger to that as well. He opens up orthodox to start this evening.
Moving, trying to create things with his feet, using his jab in spurts.
Remember, they're two natural counterpunchers, and I have to think that was some of the purpose behind egging him on and antagonizing him the way he did. He wants Crawford to come forward and attack.
Crawford giving him a smile and a little nod of the head when he went with that jab to the body.
Benavidez showing right away that he's not scared of Terence Crawford. He's stalking him.
Benavidez not just the height, but naturally the bigger man. He checked in at what I found to be a surprising 145 pounds now.
Since adolescence, and he's fought as high as 54.
Now the switch in stance from Crawford.
Benavidez is controlling the outside range with that jab while he's stalking.
Tim, you like the early work with that jab of Benavidez.
He's going to have to out-jab Terence Crawford.
And then Crawford sitting on top with that now southpaw right jab as he comes in with a straight left to the body that scores here.
He lunged with that straight left. Benavidez is a good counterpuncher.
We're going to take just one short break here and then back to Crawford and Benavidez. Stick around.
I have to agree with you, Mark, on that. He does, but I like what I'm seeing right now from Benavidez. He got Crawford kind of tentative. Crawford, most of the time, likes to commit after that jab, and that's how you need to do it. But Benavidez is keeping him honest with his footwork, taking a half a step back like that, and he's also firing back with his jab. Terence right now is picking to choose to see if he can wear him down a little bit mentally. Get him to make mistakes. Crawford trying to change levels right now. It looked like he's trying to land something over the top. There he is.
And there he goes to the body. It was a left hand to the body from Crawford. Benavidez shakes it off. He says, isn't
Crawford
anything.
has extreme concentration. He can concentrate for 36 minutes and figure it out in there.
Benavidez leaning forward, guard down, trying to draw Crawford in. Crawford steady. There's Miss Deborah.
And that's one thing you got to do when you fight Terence Crawford. You see him fire back with his jab right there.
Good exchange. Round number 3 here, Crawford and Benavidez.
He's never fought in a fight like this. He's never fought an opponent this good. And you can tell he believes he's supposed to be here. He says Terence Crawford ducked him. I don't find any evidence of that. The imagined slights are usually more important than the real ones.
Terence Crawford right now trying to get his jab working and trying to pick up the pace on Benavidez.
Jab going from there. There's another body shot that got around the left arm of Benavidez. So that's the second time Bud Crawford has scored well with that right hand to the body for the champ.
Come off the jab and shoot a straight left hand.
Because Benavidez, like I said, is a great counterpuncher. He has a good right hand.
Doubles up the right hand that time, does Crawford. There he works his way to the inside and included yet another body punch.
But you see that right knee of Benavidez pulling straight back, getting caught with those combinations and putting those earmuffs on. That's target practice for a guy like Terence Crawford.
Is the knee that was shot. A bullet went through the femoral artery. It fractured the bone. Who've worked in the Benavidez camp. Alex Ariza is former strength and conditioning coach. As Benavidez concedes it will never be 100%. The question is this the right time to take the fight?
Right knee that's trying to support that back power and get out of the way of range from Bud Crawford, who has had so much success going to the body in this round, taking control here.
Bud Crawford stepping in behind the jab. You see the peekaboo defense there, even though Benavidez shook that off. He landed those hard body shots on Benavidez. And here it is again. When you put that peekaboo defense up with those hands up, it leaves an opening for the outside to the body, around the elbows.
Round number 4. The 2 undefeateds. It's Terence Bud Crawford, trained by Brian McIntyre, a.k.a. Bomac, who's with Bernardo.
I told him to keep his hands up and go behind that double jab, because Benavidez will catch the first jab, but he won't catch the second jab. After you throw the second jab, he'll try to cover up. You can get closer to him. So after you get closer to him, then you start going to the body, come back up to the head.
Now Bud just shook off a little taste of that power and stuck out his tongue.
Coming straight down the middle, on the way in with the right hand of Benavidez.
And you said, watch out for that right hand. Tried to go to the body there, Bud went up top. Now he comes sweeping across that belt line and came up short.
And look at the feet. Crawford's getting his right foot outside Benavidez' left.
Take note of that front foot of Bud Crawford. If he gets that outside position, and now all of a sudden there's a switch to southpaw with Benavidez.
And he's looking to just create things, different angles by switching southpaw.
Oh, good right hand by Benavidez, right on the belt line where it says Crawford in pink. It's super slow-mo as he plants it.
It was a little low. Right on the belt line right there.
Crawford off balance that time. Wildly intriguing round number 4 between these 2 unbeatens here in Omaha.
All right, Jose. 3rd round was good for Crawford. 4th round, what worked for Jose Jr.?
I think all the round Junior is getting him. I don't know what you've seen in the 3rd round. I think he's boxing him beautiful. You know, he's making miss. You know, he can't feel the punch. And look, he's getting hit. Look at that, you know. But, yeah, of course, you got to go with the crowd, whatever you guys say. But I think he's doing really beautiful. He's going to the body. He's catching him with those straight right hands. Look at that. How can you tell me that? Look. But, of course, you know, you're in his hometown. He's not running, you know. That makes it easy. Maybe because Junior is not following him, you know. So hopefully he can keep like that.
And not running makes a good night for you, the viewer, and these fans here. That Jose Jr. said, hey, this fight's not going to distance. I can't let that happen here in his hometown.
And that right hand was a decisive blow in the previous round, the right hand to the body. It definitely hurt Crawford right as he was establishing a rhythm.
Benavidez was searching for that right hand to the body again. That time, he caught him with a short right hand as Crawford came in.
See, Crawford is right in front of Benavidez. Crawford should pick up his feet and confuse Benavidez.
Perhaps a better test for the great Bud Crawford. A guy who sits number 1 atop so many pound-for-pound fighter in the world list. The guy who was number 1 pound-for-pound now works for us. Kevin Connors. Round number 6 for the WBO 147-pound title. Remember, we mentioned the percentage of Crawford typically at 48%. He's tracking at 39% right now. Benavidez a tip lower at 38%. Competitive fight.
This is more than most people imagine from Jose Benavidez, but it's not more than Jose Benavidez imagined as a kid when he was sparring with Manny Pacquiao, and he was supposed to be the prodigy of this division.
Just pause and think about that for a moment. He was sparring Manny Pacquiao at 16 years old.
But his sense of himself as a fighter was based on those sparring sessions. He's never been in with anyone like that.
Interesting moment right there as Bud came in and then the right hand came in at a downward angle. Good exchange right in the center of the ring.
And there's a difficulty basing your sense of yourself on sparring, also something that happened almost a decade ago.
He's catching Crawford on the way out. Crawford had a tendency of doing so.
Despite this crowd here, you saw him double up that left hand. Now he gets right into the kitchen of Benavidez. And he let him go again. This has been a good round here, round number 6. Three-punch combination and another right hand to the body from Bud Crawford. End of 6 for the welterweight title. They are on their feet in Omaha. It has been a very good first half of this world title fight. As Ward has it 58-56 for Crawford.
Crawford right now controlling the outside. That's why he's able to land these shots. Benavidez has nowhere to go but back. Crawford controlling the lead foot, getting outside of the left foot of Benavidez.
And that gives him position to do just that.
Yes.
To land the straight left hand.
It's like the movement of Crawford has Benavidez standing still.
I think that...
Well, Benavidez is doing exactly what his father doesn't want him to do. He wanted him to use a jab in this round, to not step straight back, to be more active. And Bomac called it the round before. He said, I see Benavidez breathing hard, and I think Bud is in a great place.
He came in, and Bud came at him.
You see, there's no jab. Now Benavidez is willing to cover up right in front of Terence Crawford. That's a huge mistake.
He's tired.
He is tired. It was from all the body shots Terence Crawford did early on. There it is. Crawford right here, making a miss, making a pay short. Left hand right there.
This is what we've seen all night long, the facial expressions.
Yeah, you know, the facial expression just means that, hey, you're getting to me. That's all that means. You're getting to me.
If you look at the facial expressions, no one's landed a good punch.
Round 8. Is this the start of where Crawford takes control?
The same type of willingness to attack from Benavidez that I did earlier in the fight.
Covering up like that doesn't work out so well.
Of Terence Crawford.
CompuBox numbers, you see them now. And the other total punches outlanding him 93-63.
Complete takeover round for Terence Crawford.
It's also something we've seen for a while now.
Fatigue.
Noticeable how it's changed. You know who else? Benavidez comes in tonight with 18 knockouts among his 27 wins.
That's the bolo shot Benavidez is trying to land.
Crawford, three-punch exchange, including a left hand that splits the guard of Benavidez.
And of course, Benavidez shakes his head. You know, Benavidez obviously had a lot to prove tonight.
Benavidez really just stalking right in front of Crawford. Now he tries to put a combination together, and Crawford did the smart thing by stepping in, bodying up.
Angelo trying to pop that jab off the hip. Crawford comes in, left hand right to the body. Good exchange to close out the 8th. What answer does Jose Benavidez Jr. have now against Bud Crawford in front of 13,323 local fans here in Omaha?
Benavidez right now trying to time Terence Crawford coming in with the right hand. You see him sitting on that back foot right now, trying to draw him in.
In answer to Joe's question, is that right hand coming
Every single time.
Andre Ward with an even 6th round, but still Crawford up 78-74.
Look at the beautiful work by Crawford, changing levels, going downstairs, to be able to land some combinations up top like that. Right hook right there.
You can't match his legs. You can't match the feet.
Look at the feet. How he just got out of range right there.
he made the point before. That jab looks good.
I believe it's the knee. Nice shot right there from Benavidez. You're not going to win rounds like this, Benavidez. Not doing enough.
Round number 10.
Watch your feet, guys.
Nobody gets shot right above the knee. Actually, it was a cat, too. It was an exotic $10,000 cat at midnight in Phoenix. Someone targeted him, just doesn't know who.
Right now, he's got to worry about being targeted by Bud Crawford, who's stepping right to him as he covers up against the ropes, and Crawford's going to have some options. Places a right hand to the body. Probing now with a body shot again. Says, come at me.
Right now, he's looking to time Terence Crawford with a right hand. You see him throw the right hand. He tried as Terence Crawford went back. But Crawford recognizing that and blocked it.
Terence didn't give him the opportunity.
Smart fighter.
World-class fighter. Master craftsman.
Bud Crawford said, Bud, can you hear me? He looked over, he said, last round, finish this.
Not really using his jab. I want to see Terence Crawford turn it up a little bit more. Body shot right there from Crawford.
He wants to try to draw him in again. Wasn't successful earlier in doing so. Let's see what Benavidez comes up with here as Crawford looks to unload. Pushes him back. A right hand came with it from Benavidez.
This is exactly what Crawford needs to do. He needs to stay close, work the body, block and counter.
Benavidez with an offensive output. Crawford comes right back. Short left hook from Benavidez. Benavidez a little more willing here in round number 10. And Crawford always that way. That left hand by Terence Crawford in the last round, champ.
You see Benavidez pulling back. Cardinal rule. Don't pull straight back. And Terence Crawford recognizing that and throws a sweeping left hand to land on Benavidez.
6 minutes for Crawford to hold on to that lofty perch he sits on. World champion. And 6 minutes for Benavidez to try to find the answer. Look at the power punches now. Crawford comes into this round having landed 100 of 238 thrown.
You talked before about Crawford basically torturing guys who've antagonized him. It's Benavidez' chin that's keeping him up.
Looking to place that right hand again is Benavidez. He is taking steps forward at least here.
And he needs to let his combinations fly. You can't throw one punch at a time against Terence Crawford. He's too smart for that.
They create offense and they provide elite defense. Maybe looking at a go-for-broke 12th round from the undefeated challenger as Crawford brings it a little bit. Crowd on their feet here in Omaha. They love the finish that they want to see.
Benavidez is trying to counterpunch everything he does. So what he doing? He's sweeping with the check right hook, which is smart by Terence Crawford. There it is again.
Sent off balance. He trails well behind on the scorecards. Crawford is easily in control, and he's got 2.5 minutes to try to make that dream come true to Benavidez. How much does Benavidez want it?
Well, if he wants to be the champion he always saw himself as,
Got to
risk
go for
everything.
it, right, Tim?
Gotta go for it. And he is. He's trying. He's trying to stop Terence.
But where is that body shot we saw in the 4th round?
Crawford's always going to be smart and always concentrated every single round. And he's showing that he's more fundamentally sound than Benavidez.
Miles ahead.
I don't think Benavidez has done himself a disservice.
And not at all. Not at all. First half of this fight, highly competitive.
Terence Crawford got him backed up now.
Final minute. Crawford in front of the home fans.
Sitting on the ropes and shaking his head is not how he wants to end this fight, however.
Oh! Crawford gets him! My, oh my! What a shot! Half a minute to finish him awaits. Let's see how he goes about it. Best in the world. At home. Is he the finisher they all expect him to be? He is. What a huge right hand, and he has done it. That man is the best in the world.
An uppercut, a right uppercut, a punch he never threw through the whole fight. Was hurt, still hurt from that first knockdown. And Terence Crawford with a big grin right there, saying, yes, I told you so.
2 minutes, 42 seconds of the 12th and final round. Declaring the winner by way of technical knockout, still the undefeated WBO Welterweight Champion of the world, repping Omaha, Nebraska, Terence Crawford.
34-0. 25 knockouts, and this one was simply scintillating.